Let's delve into the estimation of costs for trenching and backfilling a trench that measures 4 inches wide by 24 inches deep and extends for a length of 150 feet. We'll examine the material requirements, associated labor expenses, and arrive at a comprehensive cost estimation per foot. To start, we'll determine the volume of material involved in both trenching and backfilling. For trenching, the calculation is as follows: 4 inches multiplied by 24 inches multiplied by 150 feet. It is crucial to convert all units to a consistent system for accurate calculation. We will divide by 1728 cubic inches per cubic foot because 1 foot is 12 inches and 12 times 12 times 12 is 1728. This yields approximately 300 cubic feet. This is for trenching. Next, for backfilling, the calculation changes as the width needing filling will be wider. 24 inches multiplied by 24 inches multiplied by 150 feet, again divide by 1728 cubic inches per cubic foot. This results in around 750 cubic feet. Now, let's discuss the estimated material costs. These costs can vary significantly based on location, supplier, and the specific materials used for backfilling. A typical range for trenching material removal might be between $150 to $300 per cubic yard. For backfill materials, you can expect to pay around $50 to $150 per cubic yard. Remember that a cubic yard contains 27 cubic feet. Moving on to labor costs, these also vary depending on the region and the expertise of the workers involved. Trenching labor might cost around $20 to $40 per cubic yard, while backfilling labor could range from $10 to $20 per cubic yard. To arrive at an estimated total cost, we'll use the midpoint of the material and labor cost ranges to provide a balanced estimate. For trenching, let's take $225 per cubic yard as the combined material and labor cost. Since we have 300 cubic feet of trenching material, we need to convert this to cubic yards by dividing by 27, resulting in approximately 11.11 cubic yards. Multiplying 11.11 cubic yards by $225 per cubic yard gives us an estimated trenching cost of about $2,500. For backfilling, we'll assume a midpoint cost of $100 per cubic yard. With 750 cubic feet to backfill, dividing by 27 gives us about 27.78 cubic yards. Multiplying 27.78 cubic yards by $100 per cubic yard yields an estimated backfilling cost of around $27.78. Adding the trenching cost of $2,500 and the backfilling cost of $27.78, we arrive at a total estimated cost of $5,278. To determine the estimated cost per foot, we simply divide the total estimated cost of $5,278 by the length of the trench, which is 150 feet. This calculation results in an estimated cost of approximately $35.20 per foot. Keep in mind that these figures are estimations based on the provided cost ranges. Actual costs may vary based on the specific project conditions, material choices, and labor rates in your area of Maryland. It's always best to obtain quotes from local contractors and suppliers for a more accurate cost assessment. In summary, estimating the cost of trenching and backfilling involves several steps. Firstly, calculating the volume of material. Secondly, estimating material and labor costs per cubic yard. Thirdly, calculating the total costs. And fourthly, dividing by the trench length to find the cost per foot. Factors such as location, material quality, and labor rates can influence the final expenses. Remember to consult local professionals for personalized estimates tailored to your project specifics. Trenching is a crucial aspect of various construction and landscaping projects requiring careful planning and execution. The process involves excavating a narrow ditch or furrow in the ground, typically for the installation of underground utilities such as pipes, cables, or drainage systems. The dimensions of the trench, including its width, depth, and length, are determined by the specific requirements of the project. The width of the trench should be sufficient to accommodate the utility being installed, while the depth is determined by factors such as frost lines and cove requirements. The length of the trench is dictated by the distance the utility needs to span. Before commencing any trenching activities, it is essential to conduct a thorough site assessment to identify potential hazards and obstacles. This includes locating existing underground utilities such as gas lines, water pipes, and electrical cables. Utility companies can be contacted to mark the locations of their underground infrastructure, preventing accidental damage during excavation. Additionally, the presence of rocks, tree roots, or other obstructions should be noted to plan the trenching strategy accordingly. Trenching can be performed using various methods depending on the size and scope of the project. For small-scale projects, manual trenching using shovels and picks may be feasible. However, for larger projects, mechanical equipment such as trenchers or excavators are typically employed to expedite the process. Trenchers are specialized machines designed specifically for digging trenches, featuring a digging chain or wheel equipped with teeth or blades. Excavators, on the other hand, are versatile earth-moving machines that can be used for a wide range of excavation tasks, including trenching. Regardless of the trenching method employed, safety should be a top priority. Workers should wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as hard hats, safety glasses, and steel-toed boots. The trench should be properly shored or sloped to prevent cave-ins, which can pose a significant risk to workers. Shoring involves installing temporary support structures such as trench boxes or hydraulic shoring systems to stabilize the trench walls. Sloping involves cutting the trench walls at an angle to reduce the risk of collapse. In addition to safety measures, environmental considerations should also be taken into account during trenching operations. Erosion and sediment control measures should be implemented to prevent soil erosion and water pollution. This may involve installing silt fences, hay bales, or other barriers to contain sediment runoff. Disturbed areas should be promptly revegetated to stabilize the soil and prevent further erosion. Once the trench has been excavated and the utility installed, the trench must be backfilled with suitable material. Backfilling involves replacing the excavated soil or other fill material into the trench, compacting it in layers to provide stability and support. The type of backfill material used depends on the specific application and the surrounding soil conditions. In some cases, the excavated soil can be reused as backfill, while in other cases, imported fill material may be required. The backfilling process should be performed carefully to avoid damaging the newly installed utility. Compaction equipment such as plate compactors or rollers should be used to compact the backfill material in layers, ensuring proper density and stability. The compaction process should be monitored to prevent overcompaction, which can damage the utility. After backfilling, the surface of the trench should be restored to its original condition. This may involve replacing pavement, sidewalks, or landscaping. The restored surface should be smooth and even, blending seamlessly with the surrounding area. Regular inspection and maintenance of the trench area are essential to identify and address any potential problems. Signs of settlement, erosion, or damage should be promptly repaired to prevent further deterioration. Proper trenching and backfilling practices are essential for ensuring the long-term integrity and performance of underground utilities. By following established safety guidelines and environmental regulations, trenching projects can be completed safely and efficiently, minimizing risks to workers and the environment. The cost of trenching and backfilling can vary widely depending on several factors, including the size and depth of the trench, the type of soil, the presence of obstacles, and the equipment and labor required. To estimate the cost of a trenching and backfilling project, it is necessary to consider all of these factors and obtain quotes from qualified contractors. The size and depth of the trench are major determinants of the overall cost. Larger and deeper trenches require more excavation and backfilling, resulting in higher material and labor costs. The type of soil can also affect the cost. Rocky or compacted soil may require specialized equipment or techniques to excavate, increasing the cost. The presence of obstacles such as underground utilities, tree roots, or rocks can also increase the cost of trenching and backfilling. These obstacles may require additional time and effort to remove or work around, adding to the overall expense. The equipment and labor required for the project also play a significant role in determining the cost. The type of equipment needed depends on the size and complexity of the project. For small projects, manual labor may be sufficient, while larger projects may require the use of excavators, trenchers, and other heavy equipment. The cost of labor also varies depending on the location and the skill level of the workers. To obtain an accurate cost estimate for a trenching and backfilling project, it is essential to obtain quotes from qualified contractors. Contractors will assess the project site, consider all of the relevant factors, and provide a detailed estimate of the cost. The estimate should include the cost of materials, labor, equipment, and any other associated expenses. When comparing quotes from different contractors, it is important to consider not only the price but also the contractor's experience, qualifications, and reputation. It is also advisable to check references and review past projects to ensure that the contractor is capable of performing the work to the required standards. In addition to the direct costs of trenching and backfilling, there may also be indirect costs to consider. These costs may include permit fees, utility locating services, and traffic control measures. Permit fees are typically required for any excavation work that is performed on public property or near underground utilities. Utility locating services are necessary to identify and mark the locations of underground utilities before excavation begins. Traffic control measures may be required to ensure the safety of workers and the public during the project. By considering all of the relevant factors and obtaining quotes from qualified contractors, it is possible to estimate the cost of a trenching and backfilling project accurately. This will help to ensure that the project is completed on time and within budget. Remember to factor in not only the material and labor costs, but also the equipment costs, permits, and other fees as well.